Level 1. The Serf. You wake before the sun, not because you want to, because you must. Your home is a single room made of logs, dirt floor, a hole in the roof that lets in light and rain equally. In winter, you bring the calf inside, not because you love the animal, but because its body heat keeps your children from freezing. You sleep 6 people on a single clay stove. Your youngest has been coughing for 2 weeks. You are a serf in the Russian Empire. This is the 18th century, and what that means is that you are property. You can be sold, you can be gambled away at cards, you can be beaten for looking your master in the eyes. 3 days a week, you work the master's land for free. The other 3, you work your own. Then there's the poll tax, the recruit levy. Soldiers come every few years and take them in. Not for a year, not for 2, for 25. You pick up your wooden hoe. The ground is still frozen. You start anyway. Level 2, the house serf. You are also a serf, but you live inside the manor house. You are a footman. Your job is to open doors, pour wine, carry things, and disappear. You stand against the wall during dinner parties and do not exist until someone needs something. You've picked up French, the language the nobility uses so the servants won't understand them. The mistress is in a mood today. There is a serf who plays the violin so beautifully that foreign guests stop mid-conversation and just listen. There is a serf actress who performs Molière in French on a private stage. After the performance last autumn, the master sold her to settle a card debt. She was gone by morning. The only thing that is actually yours is what happens inside your head. You go to the kitchen and eat whatever's left. The bread is still warm. Tonight, that's enough. Level 3, the soldier. They came for you 7 years ago, the recruit levy. The whole village came out to watch. Your mother was screaming. 25 years of service, then freedom, if you survive. The army taught you to load a musket in under 40 seconds. They beat the instinct into you. Stand still under fire. You saw a cannonball take a man's head clean off, a man you'd shared rations with for 2 years. You stopped learning names after that. You move forward because moving forward is what you do. Because behind you is also an officer, and he's not shouting, he's just watching. 7 years in, you're a corporal. The pay covers vodka, your boots leak. You wrote 1 letter home. You hope it arrives before the next battle. Level 4, the merchant. You are a free man. In this world, in this century, that is not nothing. Your grandfather walked into the city with 5 rubles and a bundle of sheepskins. You are registered in the merchant guild, the 2nd tier. Between the 2 cities, a month of travel, 2 customs checkpoints, a bridge with a toll. You travel with 2 hired men and a loaded blunderbuss under the bench. The nobility doesn't respect you. You're richer than most of the minor nobles, but you're not a nobleman. You lend money to an official, carefully, quietly. You donate to the construction of the local church. You think about whether there's a path that lands your grandchildren on the other side of that invisible line. Tonight you count the day's receipts by candlelight. The abacus clicks. You are doing well. Level 5, the parish priest. You were born into this, and your son will be born into this. 3 villages, 200 souls. You know every single one of them. You've baptized their children, buried their old, married their young. You are the only literate person within 20 miles who isn't a nobleman's steward. After Peter the Great, the church is essentially a government department. You are legally required to break the seal of the confessional and inform on your own parishioners. Most priests resolve this the way you resolve it. They don't report anything, and they pray that no one notices. A rich parish takes care of its priest. Yours pays in eggs and homespun cloth. Sunday morning, light through the narrow window. You speak words that were spoken in this building 100 years before you were born. You believe in them. Level 6, the minor nobleman. You are a nobleman. That title sounds impressive. 30 serfs, a leaking roof, and a debt at the pawnbrokers. Your family has served the Russian state since the 1600s. That history lives on paper in a government archive. Your estate is 100 acres in Tambov province, a third of which is swamp. In 1762, Catherine issued the Manifesto on the Freedom of the Nobility. You don't have to serve anymore. The problem is, staying home means watching the house slowly fall apart. Your oldest son joined a regiment. You sold the silver cutlery to buy his uniform. Your daughter is 23 and unmarried because you can't afford a dowry. Your neighbor has a stone house, a French cook, and journals shipped from the capital. He is condescending. In the evenings, you write something, memoirs, observations. No one will ever read them, but it's the one place where you don't feel like you're losing. Level 7, the provincial official. You are a collegiate assessor, 8th class in the table of ranks. Every morning you walk into a government building that smells like damp paper and candle wax. On your desk, files, land disputes, timber violations, runaway serfs, unpaid duties, contested wills. The paperwork never ends because Russia never ends. Your official salary is 300 rubles a year. The gap is filled by what your era calls expressions of gratitude. A merchant who needs a permit brings a gift. A landowner who wants his case moved up the queue brings a gift. You've developed a personal code about what's acceptable. This code convinces you that you are an honest man. The governor is from Petersburg. He finds the provinces dull. He wants reports which he doesn't read. The imperial audit arrives every few years like a slow-moving storm. Every provincial official in Russia dreams of a transfer to Moscow. You have been dreaming of it for 11 years. Level 8, the Guard's officer. The Imperial Guard is not just the army. It's the axis around which Russian history turns. You are a colonel in the Preobrazhensky Regiment, founded by Peter the Great himself. Your men are hand-selected, over 6 feet tall, uniformed in coats that cost more than a small landowner's annual income. The guards don't just protect the throne, they choose who sits on it. 4 times in the past 50 years, the Russian Empire changed rulers through guards regiments marching into palaces at night. Everyone in this regiment knows the history. No one discusses it directly. You speak better French than Russian. You've read Voltaire. You've been to Prussia. You've seen how they run things there. No serfdom, rule of law. You know about the secret chancellery, the Russian equivalent of political police. Tomorrow, parade. Your uniform is perfect. The buttons catch the light. Everything looks exactly right. Level 9, the senator. Actual privy councillor, 2nd class in the table of ranks. 1 step below the very top. You worked 40 years to get here. Real power flows through Catherine herself and the handful of men she keeps close. You survived the coup of 1762 by being positioned correctly. Several men you knew well ended up exiled to a fever province and dead within 2 years. You have been part of drafting Catherine's nakaz, her grand legal code drawn from Enlightenment thinkers. You know which pieces of it will become policy and which will remain philosophy. You remember what the panicked nobles fleeing the Pugachev rebellion looked like? The system held this time. Barely. And the question? For how much longer? You write it in a private journal, in French, locked in a drawer, possibly forever, possibly not. Level 10, the Empress. You are Catherine II, and yes, the Great. You were not born Russian. You were born Sophie of Anhalt-Zerbst in a minor German principality. You had 2 dresses, 2, for a future empress. You learned Russian. You converted to Orthodoxy. You studied. You watched. You waited. With the guards at your back, you rode out in a uniform at 3 in the morning and took the throne. You wake at 5 every morning, not by court schedule, by choice. You light your own fire. 2 wars with the Ottoman Empire, both won. The partition of Poland, the Pugachev rebellion, crushed. You know serfdom is wrong, and you will not abolish it. You correspond with Voltaire. You build the Hermitage. You reform the provincial government. Somewhere in Russia tonight, a child is being born. He will live and die, shaped entirely by decisions you make without knowing his name. You pick up your pen. The empire continues.